Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Exact Change is a game that's really an educational tool. This is going to be something that you're going to be using in your homeschooling or to reinforce with your children about money and how to make change and how to count money. There's not a whole lot of game here. Otherwise, it's really just kind of like an Uno variant, if you will. But if you're looking to have this for the educational value, I think it has a lot here. So you're just playing these cards, trying to get your hand done. And once you're out of hands, the round will end. It has this wonky scoring where you'll pick another player and you'll score their hand. I don't know if that works. I think it would have worked better not getting points, like a golf score, the lowest score wins, and you play to a certain amount. I don't know. That scoring kind of weird how you just pick another player and you score their cards. Obviously, you're going to score who you think has the most or perhaps who has the most cards because you don't have any other information. But the Exact Change as a game, it's not that great. I mean, it's going to be like an Uno variant, so there's not a whole lot to it. But as an educational tool, I think that it works. And it gives you a lot of different ways to count the money and discuss the money, but for the younger crowd. Once your kids have kind of mastered that, maybe 8 to 10, they don't need this game anymore. But I think it has a place in the classroom or in a home to reinforce those things. You want to kind of discuss it with your children. So I'm going to recommend it just for that. We're going to keep it in our school, not as a game that we would play. We homeschool, so we're going to keep this in our school room and keep it as a learning tool versus a game that we would play just for fun. Here's Exact Change. It's a small little portable game. And you're going to have a kind of a cheaper box, if you will. And you're going to have the instruction manual that'll be right here. And you're going to get a couple decks of cards. These cards will have Exact Change, name of the game on the back. They're rather thin. They'll be fine. You can see it's just currency and little numbers. They're color-coded if you want to see the colors to change the different numbers. But they're cheap. But this is an educational game about what you would expect. The rule book is going to be one of those things that just kind of piles out. You're going to have a lot of words and some pictures and explanations. The game is rather easy to play. You're going to be able to play this in about 5 or 10 minutes. You can see some advertisements on this side. This is going to be all the rules that you're going to need. You could probably read this in just 5 minutes or less and be ready to play. When you play the game, you're going to get 2 player aids that will kind of break down the coins and how they make different stuff. This is going to be really nice for kids. Obviously, adults are not going to need it. You will also shuffle up the cards, and each player will get 7 cards that they will add to their hand. 1 card will be used as the discard pile, which you'll set right there to start the game. So on your turn, you can play a card that matches the color. So I could play this red because it's red and put it on top. Or I could play something that matches the currency. So I could put a nickel on top of a nickel. If you cannot discard, then you would draw coins from the deck until you can. In this case, I got a nickel that I could put down. So the player put down a dime. We don't have a green card or a dime card, so we can play down cards that would match the amount. So in this case, a nickel plus a nickel is a dime. We can put it right down here. When we do, we have to yell Exact Change. If we forget, we must draw a card from the deck. There are wild cards in the deck that you can play. They can be any color, any currency. When you play it, you have to say. So I could put this down and say it's red, or I could say it's a nickel, and it would be that. When you play the bank withdrawal card, another player will choose a random card from your hand and add it to their hand. So that's another way to get rid of a card. If you play the collect taxes card, every player except for you must draw a card from the top of the deck and add it to their hand. If you have a loose change card, people can play, when this is on top of the deck, either as the same color or by making Exact Change. They can't just play a quarter, penny, or dollar. They have to make change or do the color. When the first player is out of cards, the round will end. You will choose 1 player. You will take their hand, and the player who went out will take that player's hand and add this to their score. So the player who went out will choose 1 player, add up that player's cards, and that will be the player who went out score. So you do want to score high in this game. Who should buy this game? Strictly for people with young children, either a parent or grandparent or a teacher. If you're a teacher, this is one, especially young kids learning about money and the values of that money. This is one you actually want to get pretty good. You can even play this in the classroom and bring a whole bunch of kids in on teams and have them learning this. Or if somebody gets done with their homework, you let them play this game, and there's a learning opportunity there also. This is going to fall a lot more on a learning opportunity than it will be like this is a fun game. But for people who only play like Uno and things of that nature, they're going to find a lot of fun in this box. So I don't want to overstep that. The kids like it. They quickly find out that they're learning and they'll be turned off. Your mileage may vary with your kids, but for us, we're going to keep this just for the school aspect and not so much the game. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.